At the Children's Cancer Connection, children battling cancer are given the opportunity to feel like any other child. Because of their dedication, children just don't fight the disease. They live with the disease, learn about the disease, and are given the opportunity to just be part of the gang through the many camps and activities that they provide for children and their families.
Hi, I'm Christian James, disc golfer with a purpose, and today's round at my personally designed Des Moines, Iowa Safari Disc Golf Course is dedicated to Children's Cancer Connection. You can help by making a donation based off of my play. 25 cents for each par, 50 cents for any birdie, and $1 for an eagle or an ace. Thanks for watching.
Hole 1 is a 311-foot par 3. This hole requires a drive that crosses a pond to a basket guarded by a triangle of trees. Teeing off with an Innova Champion Wraith, the disc is released with a little bit of turnover. It flexes back, ending up pin high, but well outside of the circle. Setting up for a 50-cent birdie putt. The jump putt from about 90 feet just misses the basket, leaving for a tap-in 25-cent par that brings us to a total of 25 cents on the round. Hole 2 is a 360-foot par 3 with a blind green tucked off to the right. Teeing off with an Innova Champion Orc, the disc is released with a hyzer angle. It fades left to right, clears the OB, and settles nicely for a second shot at the basket. Throwing an Innova Star TL, the disc settles in under the basket within 5 feet. The par putt for 25 cents, and it's in the basket. That's another 25 cents to the cause, 50 cents total on the round. Hole 3 is a 437-foot par 3 with mandatory markers on the right and left. Teeing off with an Innova Champion Wraith, the disc is laced straight down the fairway, staying within the mandatory markers and ending up in a perfect position for a second shot. Shot number 2 being thrown with a Champion Wraith. It makes its way through the gap and settles within the circle. A 5 to 10 foot putt for par, that's 25 cents to the cause, 75 cents total on the round. Hole 4 is a 1,350-foot par 6 developed for big arms. Teeing off with an Innova Champion Orc, the disc is released straight but a little high, causing it to fade to the right side of the fairway. This sets up for a fairway drive, throwing an Innova Champion Wraith. The disc turns over a little bit, fading back nicely to the right and ending up in the center of the fairway. Shot 3 with an Innova Champion Wraith is released high again. The disc does, however, have enough distance to allow for an aggressive right-hand shot towards the green with a Discmania S-Line TD. The disc doesn't quite have the distance, ending up in the tall grass. A 5th shot into the green with an Innova Champion Wraith, settling nicely into the circle. This is a 6th shot for par and 25 cents. Chains, that's 25 cents to the cause, a total of $1 on the round. Hole 5 is a 400-foot par 3 loaded with out of bounds, ending up on an island green. Teeing off with an Innova Champion Wraith, the disc is released with a slight turnover but fades back nicely as it reaches the second tier of the fairway. That sets up for a short upshot into the green with a Discmania S-Line PD. The disc gets a great roll and settles within 5 feet of the basket. 25-cent par putt, that's $1.25 on the round. Hole 6 is a 255-foot par 3 guarded by a 5-tier waterfall. Teeing off with a Discmania S-Line PD, choosing a high blade hyzer route for distance control, The disc is on the green, still sitting about 25 feet out. This is a big putt for 50 cents, and it's in the basket. That's the first birdie on the round, bringing today's total to $1.75. Hole 7 is a 645-foot par 4 that will test your distance and your accuracy. Teeing off with the Innova Champion Wraith, the disc is turned over, it flexes out nicely but stays straight. It does not hook up and ends up in the tall wildflowers. This is a difficult blind shot at the basket, hoping just to end up in the fairway, throwing the Discraft Z-Line Avenger, and that disc is smack dab in the middle of the fairway. A huge opportunity for a big par save, throwing the Innova Star TL up to the green. It's within 10 feet of the basket, and bang! A huge par save, 25 more cents to the cause. That's $2 on the round. Hole 8 is a 612-foot par 4 requiring a very accurate drive and a long, powerful approach shot. Teeing off with the Innova Star SL, the disc is released perfect, making its way through the gap and fading off to the left, leaving for a beautiful look towards the basket. This is a long power approach from the fairway, throwing a Discmania S-Line PD. The disc flexes out, flies straight, making its way to the basket, and it is nearly parked, sitting within 15 feet of the basket for a big birdie opportunity. Bang! In the chains, 50 more cents to the cause. Now sitting at $2.50 on the round, that brings us into hole 9, a 308-foot par 3. Teeing off with the Innova Star Sidewinder, the disc is released too high. It fades short, ending up under a canopy of trees, requiring a flick shot with an Innova Star T-Rex that ends up just about 5 feet from the basket. The simple par putt, that brings us another 25 cents on the round, $2.75 on the day. Hole 10 is a 330-foot par 3 with OB on the right and left. Teeing off with an Innova Star Wraith, the disc is released out over the water, a big hyzer route coming back into the green. It settles pin high but outside of the circle, leaving for a long jump putt for birdie. The birdie attempt is up and it's over the basket. That was a horrible putt. This leaves for a difficult par save into the wind for 25 cents. The putt is up and it's in the basket. That's 25 cents to the cause, $3 total on the round. Hole 11 is a 610-foot par 4 requiring power, accuracy, and a little bit of luck. Teeing off with the Innova Star SL, the disc is put on a great line as it fades and passes beyond the first group of trees. Throwing a Champion Wraith from Innova from the fairway, turning the disc over to the left, flexing it back to the right, and ending in a perfect position for a long birdie opportunity. The 50-cent putt is up and it fades just to the left of the basket, settling for a par putt. That's another par, 25 cents to the cause, $3.25 total on the round. Hole 12 is a 303-foot par 3 with one of the most beautiful greens in disc golf. Teeing off with an Innova Champion Orc, the disc is released wide but fights its way back to the green, lands inbounds and gets a horrible kick, rolling out of bounds. The jump putt from the water's edge to save par is in the basket. What a par save! 25 cents added to the cause, $3.50 on the round. Hole 13 is a 421-foot par 3 with a multi-tiered fairway. Teeing off with an Innova Star SL, the disc is put on a great line. An amazing flight as it fades and makes its way into the green. Sitting at about 15 feet from the basket, the birdie putt is up and it's in. 50 cents added to the cause, $4 on the round. Hole 14 is a 374-foot par 3 featuring a green which is guarded by a ring of trees. Throwing an Innova Champion Wraith from the tee, the disc is placed on a great line. It carries the pond and finishes up the hill. A second shot with the Innova Champion Wraith. A blade hyzer flies right over the top of the basket, settling for a short tap-in par putt. 25 cents added to the cause, $4.25 total on the round. Hole 15 is a 668-foot par 4 featuring a tight fairway and unforgiving trees on the right and left. Teeing off with an Innova Champion Wraith, the disc is turned over a terrible drive. That is not the position that a golfer wants to be in after the first shot. The second shot throwing the Discmania S-Line PD, a big right-hand hyzer shot. Shot number 3, a big left-hand hyzer shot with an Innova Champion Wraith that hits the pole of the basket, an opportunity for a par save after a horrible first drive. The tap-in putt for par, 25 cents added to the cause, $4.50 total on the round. Hole 16 is a 600-foot par 4 featuring massive elevation change and OB surrounding the green. Teeing off with an Innova Champion Wraith, the disc is released low and gets a beautiful flight. Unfortunately, it doesn't make the second tier but does stay in bounds. The second shot is a great look with an Innova Champion Wraith. It ends up catching an edge on the hill, getting a great roll, and now sits in perfect birdie range. A 15-foot birdie putt. Bang! That's 50 cents added to the cause. The fourth birdie on the round, bringing the current donation total to $5. Hole 17 is a 339-foot par 3 featuring an island green and OB everywhere. Teeing off with the Discmania S-Line PD, that disc is ripped. It fights the wind and skips right in front of the basket. A couple feet further and we were looking at $1. Still, this is within 20 feet for a great birdie opportunity, and it's off the top of the basket. It rode the tough, stiff headwinds. Still looking at a 25-cent drop-in putt for par. That brings us to $5.25 on the round. Hole 18 is a 305-foot par 3 featuring a tricky green and an amazing view. Teeing off with an Innova Star Wraith, the disc is rifled down the fairway. Unfortunately, it fails to fade back inside the circle. A jump putt for birdie and 50 cents just misses the basket. That leaves for a 25-cent par putt that will bring the final pledge amount to $5.50 for the Children's Cancer Connection.
I'm Christian James, disc golfer with a purpose. Thanks for watching.
Here are the round's final results. 14 pars at 25 cents each. 4 birdies at 50 cents each. That brings today's total individual pledge amount to $5.50. To make a donation to the Children's Cancer Connection, please visit childrenscancerconnection.org/donate. Thanks for watching. A special thanks goes out to American Packaging Corporation, ProFlight Discs, and Unity Point Health Des Moines.